Hello everyone. First I gotta show you something. Ah, two big pineapples from Hawaii, shipped to us yesterday from our neighbor Mike. Mike, thank you. I mean, I'm gonna cut right into one of these today. I cannot wait. They're from the Dole Pineapple Factory, and that is just awesome. I am going to make filet mignon, but a different recipe. First, I'm going to saute up these mushrooms, and there's nothing in this cast iron skillet, zero. I'm not doing anything to it because I'm just going to chop. I've already wiped down my mushrooms. They will release moisture and start browning as I prepare the meat, and that's what I want. So I'm doing this just for me. I'll probably have one for breakfast. I know that sounds weird. It's only 9:45 in the morning. And then I'll probably do another one tomorrow for whatever. You know I have leftover ham from last night's ham dinner. So I'm trying not to do red meat every day. So it's hard when I already thawed this out. And I am not going to let filet mignon go bad. Because I was going to make this yesterday, but then I had that big ham to cook. So I made it. We're going to let these go. Okay, I hope you can hear me. So I finished with cookies, or at least for now. And I will bake my Christmas cake next week. I always make a cake for Christmas Eve, per request, these kids of mine. I'm putting nothing on those mushrooms, like I said. But I am going to put a little olive oil. And I didn't put it in the bottom because the cast iron doesn't stick. It just doesn't. If you have cast iron, you know you know. In here, there's salt and pepper. I'm going to move you. I'm going to move you back to the other side. Excuse my face. There. So, what I'm going to do with this, I don't know if that's enough salt and pepper. I'm going to put a little more. I'm going to roll these fillets in this so that when I sear them, I want you to see the food. When I sear them, they have the flavor already ready to go. And I'm searing this on pretty high. So let me get my little, this thing's called a whatchamacallit, I believe. It's made by EKCO. It's like from the 70s. I found it, I had one, I lost it, or broke it, and I went on eBay. I'm an eBay fan. I use this to take everything out of the fryer. It's the best. I'm gonna throw some seasoned salt. So my steak is rolling in this after. Right now there's two little fillets in here, and I had thawed them out in the bowl, and I'll show you why I'm glad I put them in the bowl. Because look at the bottom of the bowl. Ew. So we're gonna put in, oh, if I can get it open. This is ridiculous, you guys. When does this happen to you? I can't bend my right hand. So, some garlic powder. Salt, pepper, seasoned salt, garlic powder. Obviously, you put what you like. I'm going to see if any of these need to be flipped. Not yet. Don't touch them. Just let them do their thing. This needs to be stirred around a little. So I'm not going to dirty much more stuff. When I tell you I have cleaned and cleaned and cleaned every day. Every day. After Christmas, the baking is done. The pies are done. The cookies are done. They're done all right. Okay. So I'm going to put one in, unwrap the other gross looking wrapper, put that one in. I'm not going to put those in until those mushrooms are looking good. And you'll see why, because I like my meat medium rare. How do you like yours? Let me know. Yes, I have a towel. So I love steak au poivre. I've never been able to master it. I worked for the master himself, Jim Rose. And I also used to go to the rail yard years ago, and I loved, there was a guy, Pete, that was the chef. He made steak au poivre. I have never replicated it, but I like my version of what I do with this. The reason I haven't replicated it is because in Union Hall, I believe that there's what they call demi-glaze, which is a concentrated beef paste almost. And what steak au poivre is just steaks with lots of black pepper, whole peppercorns, and crumbled right up. You smash them up, and then you roll your steak in it. And this is, again, I'm not an expert, but I watched the expert, Jim. He knows I love it. He used to make baked stuffed shrimp and steak au poivre that was like out of this world, and so did Pete from the Grill Yard. So you see how these, I just flipped them? They really don't have anything on them, no flavor yet. This guy's naked on, he's pale on both sides still. So they're getting golden brown. I love mushrooms. If you don't love mushrooms, obviously, you know what I'm gonna say. Don't eat mushrooms. Back to the steak au poivre. It was peppercorn filet mignon, or Jim did them with strip steaks too. And then you do this, you're rolling them in the peppercorn, and I didn't think I had enough seasoning. So that was one side. So I'm gonna do the other side with salt and pepper, because I think it stuck to it pretty good. And then it had, I want to say cognac is what Jim used. I don't know what the Grill Yard used. I have sherry and I like it. I like Marsala wine. I've done it with whiskey. And then there's a little bit of heavy cream at the end. At least I think there is. I've never asked for the recipe. I just kind of copy what I like. Have you ever had steak au poivre, anybody? This is my version of, not really steak au poivre, but it is a peppercorn steak. So I don't know what you want to call it. I want to call it delicious is what I want to call it. So you can see I made that rub in the bottom of that bowl. And now I'm rolling it around in the bowl to get as much seasoning on these steaks as I can. Because when I put them in there, now I'm going to move it along. And I am going to put a tablespoon of butter and oil. And that's going to be what they sear in. And this is going to be more than one meal, so I'm not worried, because this is going to make also the sauce. I could be doing this all wrong, Jim Rose, but you let me know if you're watching. I love the way this comes out. Obviously, what's not to love? Butter, oil, filet mignon. Tommy, I'm sorry. I should have made this for you versus ham. All right. So I don't know if that's hot enough, but we're going in. You want them screaming hot, because it's only going to cook a few minutes per side. I'm going to pause you. They're in. Mushrooms are sauteing. Steaks are sauteing. I'll be back. You ready to see some deliciousness? I mean, I don't know how else to show you. I'm going to try. You can see everything's browned. I don't want to light my towel on fire. Speaking of fire, I'm going to take out these while I tell you a story. When I worked at Union Hall as a waitress one time, we had bow ties and tuxedo shirts, and it was a very formal restaurant. And I reached across the table to fill somebody's water glass. We always had candles lit. And I had the pitcher of water in my arms. Look at how great these mushrooms came out. And my elbow hit the candle of the shirt and went on fire while I was serving water. So I looked at the person, and the shirt was kind of baggy, like a little hanging down. And I'll show you. The shirt went completely on fire. These were the water pitchers. So I kept talking, and I went, boom, I put my arm right in the water pitcher and put out the fire and just kept talking. And they were cracking up laughing. And it didn't even faze me that I just burned my elbow, that I literally had my shirt on fire at the person's table. I mean, the things that come out of my mouth while I'm making these videos, or the memories that come to my mind. That was one, and maybe it's because I'm making a meal that was served there. Now I am going to turn this off for a minute, and I'm pouring in sherry. That's what I have right now opened. I have Marsala, I have whiskey, but I'm going to pour in sherry because I've done it before. And the reason I turned it off was because I don't trust myself. It will go on fire if it hits that flame. So you can see it's sizzling away, and I'm going to scrape that bottom. I haven't even, it's on low right now. That's how much I did. I didn't even turn it off. Yeah, so have you ever had a waitress that put herself on fire and then put the fire out with the water pitcher? I had a following there, though. I mean, I had the best time. I worked there many years. There we are with steak and just mushrooms. You could stop at that, but Lori's not going to. I'm going to add, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of heavy cream because you can, and it's dated 12/29. That's what I just looked at after I mean, you guys, it doesn't get much better than steak au poivre. You probably hate that sound. Here, I'll use a different tool. I use a spatula, then you won't hear it. But you let that reduce and thicken, and then you pour that over these steaks and mushrooms. And that's, like I said, that's 2 servings. They're 2 4-ounce fillets. And I'm just putting them in the bowl for liquid purposes. I want the liquid to, I'm putting the mushrooms on each steak. I want the liquid, if I can get a mushroom on a steak, to stay in the bowl. And it's gonna be so good. Like, I'm so lucky. We had bought a whole fillet, and this is done. You can see it's thickened right up. So, checking it for seasonings. A little seasoned salt I'm gonna put in. You don't need to put pepper because remember how much pepper we put on the steak. And I'm gonna turn this off. That's a quickest meal. And it's fancy schmancy. Just in case you want to entertain with the steak au poivre-ish. I'm gonna call it steak au poivre-ish. I'm not gonna lift this with that. I need a pot holder. So this is a 12-inch Lodge cast iron. Mary, if you're watching, I have every size. I gotta show you this one. Is that adorable or what? My husband bought me this Lodge, and I actually do fry an egg or a piece of that ham right on that. I love my cast iron, and I have a little shelf that stores it all right there. So that is my steak au poivre, guys, and I wanted to show it to you. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, I'm not having any potatoes, I'm not having anything, but I do have some green beans. This is so heavy, and I am so weak. And that is done, and it's a mess. So, I get my towel, and I would do like the restaurant would, and they would put, if I had fresh parsley, they'd go plop. And there we have it, steak au poivre. All my rail yard friends, all my Union Hall friends, shout out. Love you guys.